Okay, okay, all right, good.
So, a very good afternoon to one and all present here today. Ribandar Talks takes the pleasure of welcoming Mr. Shiv Khera, a celebrated author, educator, business consultant, and a prolific speaker. He has taken his dynamic messages across the globe and has inspired and encouraged millions to realize their true potential. During the lockdown, Mr. Khera has conducted over 75 webinars and more than 1 million people have logged in live. His trademark, winners don't do different things, they do things differently, has been instrumental in changing the perspective of success for millions. His 40 years of research and understanding has put millions on the path of growth and fulfillment. Over 8 million copies of his books have been sold globally, and his international bestseller, You Can Win, has been translated in 21 languages. We at Ribandar Talks are truly honored to host you, sir, at Goa Institute of Management. And now, without taking any more of your time, let us begin. Handing it over to you.
All right, thank you, Dharya, for the kind words, and indeed grateful to all of you people on the panelist here on the window for initiating what you did. God bless you. Okay, now to share with you how did we get this title turned setbacks into comebacks. In my own life, I've had three major setbacks where I went into minus. Minus means minus. Now, what helped me come back is really what I want to share with you today. And I'm not that educated. My academics are, I'm a BCom third division, failed in my 10th. That's my academics. I come from a business family. We had coal mines in India, close to 1,000 people working. Now, I didn't create them. I only inherited them. And the government took over, government nationalized the mines. And right from being a mine owner, we came on the street. Street means street. Now, some families had money, our family did not. My father had died when I was just about finishing college. We were left the liabilities and the assets were gone. And I was married just 4 weeks then. I remember a year later, my daughter was born. And I sold some of the last piece of my mother's jewelry to get released from the hospital. I did not have $10 to buy milk that night. Now, I tried my hand on three businesses with no money, and I failed in all three businesses. Finally, November 13, 1975, I left India, went to US, initially went to Toronto, and I started life with a bucket in my hand, washing cars door to door for about a year and a half. And totally by accident, I got into selling life insurance. Now, within a 90-day period, my manager called me to fire me for non-performance. Now my journey starts from here. What are the things that turn around where after that I started hitting $1 million sales, and I moved on to the US, got into three businesses. I bought out a company out of California in 1984, started a New Jersey operation with no clients, and I sold my company with close to 500 clients for a decent sum. Now I'm going to share with you what were the turning points in my life. Are you with me so far? Shubham, are you with me? Shubham, are you with me?
Yes, yes, sir.
Now, this crisis has literally shaken up the whole world. See, it's gone from one city to another, overcrowded hospitals, and shortage of supplies, and orders are getting canceled, factories are closing, unemployment going up, death rate going up. This scenario has literally shaken up the whole world. Now, because of this, insecurity has come in because nobody knows when does this crisis finish. Nobody can predict the cutoff point. Hence, people are feeling insecure. The uncertainty is leading to insecurity, and which is causing stress, anxiety, frustration, depression, and anger. Now, all I can say is stress is normal and natural. Anybody who says they don't have stress belongs in the lunatic asylum. Now, I share with you because the athlete at the Olympics, is he under stress? Answer is yes. And if he was not, do you think he can perform? Answer is no. Now, I bet you people might have in the real life or in the movies seen the race course. And have you seen the thoroughbreds? Thoroughbreds. When they are being taken into the cabin, how are they going? Are they walking relaxed? No, no, no. They're all jumping like this. Thoroughbreds. Now, when they're taken into the cabin, and then the moment the bell rings, what happens? They shoot. They shoot. They perform. Now, that's a thoroughbred. But you take a jackass to the race course. This jackass walks so relaxed, comfortable, cool. He's not jumping like the thoroughbreds. But then, for the rest of his life, he will remain a jackass. He can never perform like a thoroughbred. Now, this sentence is very important, Daria. Stress is the price we pay to be a thoroughbred in life. I repeat, Shubham, stress is the price we pay to be a thoroughbred in life. Now, folks, all of us can handle stress. What we cannot handle is chronic stress. Are you with me? Vinamra, are you with me? All of us can handle stress. What we cannot handle is chronic stress. When stress becomes chronic, that is the time we start breaking down. Okay, now think about it. How come under the same set of circumstances, some people break records while others break themselves? All I can say is, let us not overrate this crisis or threat, and let us not underrate our strength to fight and win. I repeat, let us not overrate this crisis and threat, and let us not underrate our strength to fight and win. This crisis has impacted us three ways. One, our life. Two, our livelihood. And three, our lifestyle. How has it impacted our life? Folks, none of us know who will be in quarantine next. Nobody knows. And two, what we do, where we go, who we meet could be a matter of life and death. Abhimit, are you with me? Who we meet, where we go, and what we do could be a matter of life and death. That's one. Number two is livelihood. Pretty much there have been salary cuts, job cuts all over the world. Now, businesses have closed and some permanently. In New York, I just read that 40% of the restaurants have closed permanently, 40% gone forever. Now, even the governments are going broke because they're not collecting any taxes. Now, who are the worst hit? There are three kinds of people in this world. One, super rich, super rich. Two, mediocre. And three, poor. The worst hit are the poor people. Anirudh, the worst hit are the poor people. They're the daily wage earners. They work during the day, eat in the evening. That's it. They're the worst hit. Now talk of the super rich, super rich. Super rich don't have any money problem. No money problem. In fact, it's a lottery. They're becoming richer during this crisis. They are becoming richer during the crisis. I just read, only during the lockdown period only, Mukesh Ambani's wealth has gone up by $22 billion. Shubham, only during this lockdown period, this guy has increased his wealth by $22 billion. Okay, now, in my opinion, that's atrocious. Now, I was just reading, Apple Computers has $250 billion in cash reserves. Now, they don't have a livelihood problem. Now, that's a super rich. Now comes the mediocre. People like me and some of the listeners here, The mediocre people are thinking, will the crisis finish before the money, or will the money finish before the crisis? Are you with me there? Will the crisis finish before the money, or will the money finish before the crisis? Now, every few years, there is a buzzword come up somewhere. At one time, it used to be startup, 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 and then came make India, make India, make India, and today, work from home, work from home, work from home. This has become a buzzword. My question is, tell me, maybe in some places you can possibly work from home, maybe in the IT possibly. But tell me, how do you work from home in a construction industry? Can you? Remember, answer is no. How do you work from home in the manufacturing industry? Can you? Answer is no. Well, I had a banker visit me the other day, and I asked him, how is all this working from home working out? Are you able to justify paying salaries to people? Are you getting the output? Are you getting the output? You know what his answer was? He says, Mr. Khera, the 80-20 rule applies. Only 20% of people are responsible who can work without supervision. 80% people are not mature enough. They still need supervision. Even if you give them measurable targets, they still need supervision. And sadly, people who are not mature, they're thinking working from home is a paid vacation. It's not. Are you with me, Vinamra? And let me share, a survey was conducted by Gallup in the US before the crisis. Keep in mind, before the crisis. And they said 63% of people who go to work, they're disengaged. You know what it means? They don't do their job, 63%. And additional 24% are actively disengaged, which means they make sure that others also don't do their job. And that leaves only 13% of people who go to work actually do work. Look at this. This is before the crisis. Only 13% of people who go to work actually do work. Tell me, they're collecting wages, they're collecting money, but they're not doing their job. Only 13% of people who go to work actually work. Tell me, Abhimit, is this not an integrity issue? Vinamra, is it not an integrity issue?
Yes, sir, definitely.
You know something? I was selling life insurance. I was on 100% commission, 100% commission. Zero salary, 100% commission. If I didn't sell, if I didn't perform, I wouldn't get any money. And I had no money. I didn't know what to eat in the evening. But I saw there were some people who were getting salaries and they were not doing the job. And that is the time I understood the difference between making money versus earning money. Stanton, there is a difference between making money versus earning money. And that is where I understood the difference. Making money is criminal. Earning money is spiritual. I repeat, making money is criminal. Earning money is spiritual. Why? Because when you earn it, you put your energy and ethics behind it. I repeat, English language. When you earn it, you put your energy and ethics behind it. That is called earning money. And you see, sadly today, most people want to make money, very few want to earn money. And that is sad. And people need to understand that wages without work amounts to stealing. I repeat, wages without work amounts to stealing. And there is no business school that is teaching all this that we are talking here today. I do my program in 25 countries all over the world. In fact, the Dean of James Cook University from Australia. They attended my program in Singapore, and he said, Mr. Khera, I've been teaching to business schools for the past 25 years. He said, I've never seen anything like this. And they have partnered with us now. I repeat, they have partnered with us, and we are setting up a center of leadership excellence for them in Singapore campus. And two, Rajgiri Business School in Cochin, we have been doing our leadership program for the last 5 years. Every year we do it for them, MBA students. Now, so what have we done? When we do corporate training, hear this, because all of you will be going to the business world. When we do corporate training, we tell them that we are doing repair work in your organization. Repairing, Stanton. We are repairing here. Now, if you prepare them, you won't have to repair them. Where do you prepare them? You prepare them in schools and colleges, and sadly, they are not. So we created a program for schools and colleges. It is called Prepare Them, Don't Repair Them. Are you with me? Prepare them, don't repair them. Okay. Now comes the third part is lifestyle. Now, till the lockdown came in, all of us were in the fast lane. We were running. We had no time. Now look at this. The amount of time-saving devices we have today, we have never had that many in history. And yet we don't have what? We don't have time. What a paradox. Now, why we don't have time? Folks, because somewhere we messed up our priorities. Now, I'm not giving lectures here. I'm guilty myself. I messed up my priorities too. And when we mess up our priorities, we forget to distinguish between what's urgent in life and what's important in life. Urgent may or may not be important, and important may or may not be urgent. But the interesting thing is, Anirudh, whenever we ignore what is important, it always converts into urgent. See, health is important, but it's not urgent. Exercising every day is important, but it's not urgent. Now, if I have a crucial meeting tonight, I cannot exercise, it's not the end of the world. But if I ignore my health long enough, guess what happens? I will land up in the hospital. See, in life, relationships are important, but they're not urgent. But if you ignore relationship long enough, guess what happens? You start talking through your lawyers. Are you with me? Sachi, are you with me? Okay. Now, the next part is, what this lockdown has done is literally forced people to step backwards to re-evaluate the priorities. Now, see, you ask people, why do you go to work? Why do you go to work? I work for my family. Why do you work hard? I work hard for my family. Who are the most important people in life? My family. Who are the most neglected? Also my family. What a joke. The most important people many times become the most neglected too, which is sad, but it happens. But what this crisis has done, made people step backwards and reevaluate. Till now, we were running all right. But now they have questioned, were we running in the right direction? If you're running in the wrong direction, you are going the wrong way much faster. And now people have realized, Stanton, that in life, direction is much more important than speed. I repeat, English language, there. In life, direction is much more important than
Speed, sir.
speed. Okay, that's it. Speed. Now, this is one part, to establish priorities. The second part is, we have been hearing a long time, Cash is king, cash is king, cash is. But did we ever understand the meaning what it was? Now people have realized the difference between discretionary and non-discretionary spending. And now people have realized what cash is king meant. It is better to have money in the bank than to have 50 shirts in your closet. It is better to have money in the bank than to buy a car worth $100,000. Now people have understood what the meaning is. Till now they didn't understand. And no MBA school ever taught this, what is the meaning of cash is king. Okay, now comes the next part. There are only two references of a similar crisis. One was a Spanish flu. I'm sure you must have heard enough times. No, I'm not going to get into it again. But keep in mind, Spanish flu came in two phases. It came in 1918 and it went away, and people said the danger is over. 6 months later, it came back again, second phase, killed 50 million people were dead, 50 million people. Why am I saying that? Just because the lockdown is over does not mean the crisis is over. In the US, 250,000 people are dead right now, dead. And second phase has not even come in the US. And Europe, UK has gone into a national lockdown again last week. Madrid, Europe has gone into second lockdown, the whole country again, one more time. So keep that in mind. Now, number two is, the second crisis that came, which is similar, was the Great Depression of 1929. Banks failed, stock market collapsed, people lost their savings, and $100 became $15. Remember, $100 became $15. And 15 million people were unemployed. Now, 15 million in 1929 is equivalent to 60 million today, because the population of the US at that time was only 120 million. And right now, close to 50 million people in the US are unemployed right now. Only US. Okay. Now, here is a silver lining. Abhimit, here is a silver lining that experience shows whenever unemployment goes up, self-employment always goes up. I repeat English language, this is important. Whenever unemployment goes up, self-employment always goes up. Now, during the Great Depression, when people were struggling, they had no money, no risk-taking ability, no education, no technology. But there were some people who started their business in 1929, and today they are household words in the US. Now, what did they have that others didn't have? They had only one thing. They were positive people and they were solution focused. They had no money. They were solution focused. Now, have you noticed there are some people in life who are problem focused? You give them a solution, they'll give you a problem. They have a problem for every solution. Henry Ford said, kick them out, kick them out. We're not stupid. We understand there are problems. We need somebody who's solution focused. I'm going to share with you only 3 examples of these people. One was a man by the name of George Jenkins. He started an outlet in the neighborhood for non-perishable durable goods. These 2 words are very important, non-perishable durable. If they were perishable, he could lose money. He had no money. 2, durable means if he was not able to sell, at least you could use it. This is how they have started. Now, today, His turnover is $30 billion. Net worth, $6 billion. He has 1,000 outlets in the US, and the store is called Public Supermarket. Go check out. You people are good on computers. Second example was two brothers in California, Gallo brothers. They were struggling. They caught hold of some grapes, made wine out of it, but nobody had money to buy it. They started selling the wine at 50% below market. And today, the Gallo wineries accounts for 25% of wine trade in the US, and the valuation is close to $10 billion. Third example, there was a man by the name of Simplot in Idaho. He started cultivating potatoes. Now, what he couldn't sell, they ate. What he couldn't eat started rotting. He could not afford the loss of rotten potatoes. He started freezing them. And today, he accounts for 33% of the French fries business in the US. And his valuation is close to $10 billion. Now, folks, why am I sharing this with you? I don't want to leave my listeners with the impression that you and I start any business, all of us will become billionaires. That is not the message. The message is only one thing. These people are struggling. They had no money, but they were solution focused. Today, we also need to become solution focused. Think about it, I will repeat. How come under the same set of circumstances, some people break records while others break themselves? How come? Now, this crisis has impacted us three ways. One, physically, medically. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not a doctor. Two, economically and psychologically. On economically, I just want to mention one thing because you people are from the business school. You need to know this. Folks, till now, the word was globalization, globalization, globalization. All of a sudden, the word has become localization, localization, localization. Why is that? Because till now, production was 20,000 miles away from consumption. And all of a sudden, the consuming country has realized that the producing country can blackmail me and put me out of business in less than 5 minutes. Remember, I just read that USA depends on China for 97% of their pharma products. Did you know that? Man, 97% of pharma products. India depends on China for 81% of antibiotics. India depends on China for 70% of electronics. Now all of a sudden they've woken up. A producing country can put you out of business in less than 5 minutes by blackmailing you. You're done, gone over forever. And now people are saying production must come closer to consumption. Why did they take production so far away? Because of labor cost. But now, because of artificial intelligence, robotics, you can create 100 times bigger manufacturing facility with 1/10 of the labor. So labor cost is insignificant now. Production must come closer to consumption. Are you with me? Okay. Now, I'll address the psychological part as I go along in my, how do you overcome stress? Let me share with you the silver lining. How can we cope with the current crisis? How do we prepare to succeed and win and motivate ourselves and others? I have 9 steps. If I have time, I will cover all 9. But if not, I will cover at least 6 or 7. I go a little slow. If you want to take them down, please do so. And this is being recorded anyway. Am I right, Dharya? So you can put it on the system if you like. That's perfectly fine.
Sure, sir, sure.
Step one. To overcome stress and crisis is called the serenity prayer. Now, about 45 years ago, I attended a program by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, the man who wrote the book Power of Positive Thinking. There were about 1,000 people. I was one of them. Dr. Peale came, looked at everybody and said, "You people appear so cool, calm, comfortable, relaxed. It appears nobody has a problem here." Then he asked, "Does anybody have a problem here?" Guess what? Everybody raised their hand. Who doesn't have a problem? Then he asked, "How many people would like to get rid of their problem?" Again, everybody raised their hand. Then Dr. Peale said, "While coming here, I came across a place where I saw some people. They were all stretched out, totally comfortable, relaxed. They had no problem whatsoever. How many people would like to know where that place is?" Again, everybody raised their hand. And then Dr. Peale said, 2 blocks away from here, there is a cemetery. And there are people lying there, all stretched out, comfortable, totally relaxed. They have no problem whatsoever. Then he asked, "How many people would like to get rid of their problem?" Nobody raised their hand. Everybody put their hand in the pocket. Then Dr. Peale said, "Remember, problem is a sign of life. So long as we are alive, we shall have problems. The day we don't have problem, we'd be dead. And when you're running short of problem, that is the time to get on your knees and pray to God. If you stop trusting me anymore, send me some problems." And that day, he gave a prayer, which is called the Serenity Prayer. I'll repeat twice. And I think the Serenity Prayer is the crux of life. And in the past 45 years, I have never left my home without my prayer. And I have come across many adversities. This prayer has helped me tremendously. And it goes like this. It says, "God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, and courage to change the things that I can, and wisdom to know the difference what I can and what I cannot." I repeat, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, and courage to change the things that I can, and wisdom to know the difference what I can and what I cannot. Now, if you dissect this little prayer and analyze, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Now, question is, can we change everything the way we want in life? Answer is no, we cannot. Do we control everything in this world? Answer is no, we don't. There are many things beyond us, such as, I didn't choose my parents, neither did you. I didn't decide where I was going to be born, and neither did you. If this is my height and the color of my skin, there's nothing I can do about it. माधव को बोलिएगा 2:30 बजे के अपॉइंटमेंट को 3:15 कर देंगे फोन करके अभी. And there's nothing I can do about it. And granted, sometimes people are born deformed. What wrong did they do? And sometimes bad things happen to good people for no fault of their own. Now, it says, if I cannot change, how did this corona crisis come? I don't know, but it's here. See, it says, what I cannot change, let me accept it graciously, not grudgingly. Because many times in life, we keep fighting the things we just cannot change, and we bring stress into our lives. And because of stress, we become paralyzed and we become unproductive. It says, what I cannot change, let me accept it graciously. And if I can change, then give me the guts to do it. And wisdom to know what I can and what I cannot. Now, When I wrote my new book, which you will be receiving it, which was launched in London last year, the title is You Can Achieve More. I took this thought 2 steps forward, and I wrote in that life is full of choices and life is full of compromises. Seems like a contradiction, but not really. See, how is life full of choices? Remember, if I ill-treat you, I have chosen to be ill-treated, haven't I? See, Stenson, if I treat you with discourtesy, I've chosen to be treated with discourtesy, haven't I? If I light up a cigarette, I've chosen to invite cancer, haven't I? If I drink and drive, I've chosen to invite an accident, haven't I? And if I exercise every day, I've chosen to invite good health, haven't I? If I eat too much, I've chosen to be obese, haven't I? And hear this, if I tell lies, I've chosen to lose my credibility, haven't I? And if I tell the truth, I've chosen to be a credible person, haven't I? Are you with me? Hello? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we are.
Now, see, how is life full of compromises? As somebody said, well, in life, we cannot choose the cards that are dealt to us. What we can choose is how we play the game. Sometimes nature gives us a lemon. The choice is ours. Do we cry or do we make lemonade? Now, when I said life is full of choices, remember one thing. We are all free to the point of choice. But after we make our choices, the choice controls the chooser. We have no more choice after that. I repeat, English language. We are all only free to the point of choice. But after we make our choices, then the choice controls the chooser. Now, many times I'm asked, Mr. Khera, people who succeed in life, don't they make mistakes in life? And people who fail, don't they do positive things in life? Here's my answer, Abhimit. My answer is, people who succeed, they do make mistakes. But remember, making a mistake once in a while does not make anybody a failure. Repeating the same mistake again and again is what brings failure. And doing something positive once in a while does not bring success either. Repeating the same positive behavior again and again is what brings success. Folks, what is success? Series of positive choices in life is called success, and series of negative choices in life is called failure. That's about it. It's not complicated. That is step 1. Step 2. Step 2. To overcome this crisis, convert wasted time to productive time. Remember, convert downtime to uptime. Now, before this crisis came, in the US, there was a survey conducted which said an average American watches 3 to 4 hours of TV per day. Now, that's not only average American, average European, Asian, Indian, Australian, they watch 3 to 4 hours of TV per day. Now, right now, the people watching 10 hours of TV per day. So, a man went to his friend who watched 3-4 hours TV per day, and he asked, how much did this TV cost you? He said, $1,000. He said, you don't know how to calculate. He said, have you ever calculated what is the money value for your time? He said, I haven't done it, but if I make $100,000 per year, and if I work 2,000 hours per year, my time value per hour comes to $50 per hour. Remember, it comes to, remember, $50 an hour. And he said, you watch 4 hours of TV per day. That is what? 50 multiplied by 4, that's $200 per day. Multiply 365. This TV is costing, that is $85,000 per year. That's more than your EMI on $1 million home. Folks, don't get me wrong. We all like to watch TV. It's relaxing. It's a nice movie. It's nice. But watching 4 hours per day, every day, what the hell are you doing? You are wasting your damn life. Are you with me? You're wasting your life. Now, in my book, You Can Achieve More, which you will receive, I have given a survey which said that 85% of millionaires and billionaires today in the world are first generation. There you are. 85% of millionaires and billionaires in the world are first generation. Only 15% coming from inheritance. And they were asked, how did you achieve so much financial success in such a short time? And the answer was, we read books. How many books? We read 50 books a year. 50 books means 1 book a week. 1 book a week. Folks, 1 book a week. And they were asked, what kind of books do you read? And they said, we only read self-help books. We don't read fiction because we have no time to waste. Why? One good idea from a self-help book is worth $1 million. One idea is worth $1 million. And he said, we have no time to waste. And look at this. The Warren Buffett, read his Wikipedia. He reads 6 to 8 hours per day. Bill Gates is an avid reader. And these multimillionaires read 1 book a week, 1 book a week. What does it tell us? There is a big connection between learning and earning and learning and earning and learning and earning and learning and earning. Learn more, earn more, learn more. But you know something? There are many people who say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, and they're unemployed, underemployed, but they will not read any good book. And you know, say, I have no time. Well, you never get any time anyway. Then they say, when I have the money, I will buy it. You know something? You can get every book for free today at the library, but they will never do it. Now, they will always make excuses in life. And I've learned one thing, that a serious reader will never borrow or lend books, never. Many times people come to me and they say, Mr. Khera, I got a great new book, I can lend it to you. I said, don't. Either give it to me, gift it to me, sell it to me, don't lend it to me. Why? Because I won't give it back to you. Why? Because when I read a good book, I always underline, make notes on the side. Why? Because I learned one thing, that reading a good book once is not good enough. Why? Because when you read a good book the second time, you don't find anything new in the book, but you find something new in yourself. When you read the third time, you don't find anything new in the book, but you find something new in yourself. And the 4th time, 5th time, 6th time, 7th time. Why am I sharing this with you? Arrow Electronics, $26 billion company in the US. They're my clients. Their managing director attended my program almost 20 years ago. He bought all our books and he said, Mr. Khera, I gave all your books to my people. I've distributed your books to everybody in my office. And he said, when I took over as managing director, he said, we had 2% market share. Today we are at 20% market share. 20%. And he said, we have just celebrated our bumper quarter. Only last week, 2 weeks ago, and I keynoted, they called me as a speaker. $2 billion in sale in 90 days, 90 days. And he said, it is because all of us are thinking positive and everybody's reading a book. Look at this. And he said, I have read your book 20 times. Many times people come to me and they say, Mr. Khera, I've read your book once. I said, you wasted your time and money too. Reading a book once, only for entertainment, passing time, you haven't got anything out of the book. Second time, third time. There are many books I am reading 6, 7, 8 times. Now, folks, there is a connection between learning and earning. Now, I share this because lockdown came in March. I did my first webinar April 8th, 8th of April. Now, till 8th of April, where did we number go? See, till 8th of April, there, I was learning to do SMS for my grandchildren. In my life, I had never done an email, never. Never opened the computer. Now, that was April 8th. But till now, I have done 101 webinars. 75 is old figure that you have. Including this program that I'm doing today, it's 101 webinars now, 101. And I'm already giving out dates for January. And many of my webinars are paid. People are paying me money. It has opened up totally a new avenue to me. What has happened? I have upskilled myself. I've learned a new skill. 2, I used to read 30, 40 books a year. In between, I dropped the habit. I went into my office, picked up the books, started reading my books again. And 3rd, I lost 6 kilos of weight. I'm exercising every day. Now, my point, why am I saying all this? That if during this crisis, if you have not upskilled yourself or become more knowledgeable or become healthier and fitter, we cannot say that we did not have time. Are you with me? Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
next step, 3. Build strong relationships in life. I repeat, build strong relationships in life. Your biggest support group in life is your relationship. Remember, our biggest asset in life is not our bank balance. Our biggest asset is our relationship balance. Why am I saying that? Have you noticed one thing? That people who have good relationships, what they can achieve with one phone call, you cannot achieve with $1 million. Are you with me? People who have good relationships, what they can achieve with one phone call, you cannot achieve with $1 million. Now, I know there are many MBA schools, management schools, and places that are teaching them how to network. I bet they teach you also how to network. And you ask them, there are people who join the Rotaries, the Lions, the Chamber of Commerces, and associations, and you ask them, why are you doing it? I am networking. And you ask them, what are you going to do with networking? He said, I am building contacts. Why are you building contacts? Well, someday he could be useful. Build contacts. He's a doctor, he's a lawyer, he's a cop, he's a mafia, he's a gunda, he's a politician, who you don't know. Someday he could be useful. Now, look at this. Usefulness goes, friendship also goes. Hear this one time. There's a big difference between building contacts versus building relationships. Are you with me? There's a big difference between building contacts versus building relationships. People who are only looking to build contacts because someday he could be useful. Usefulness goes, friendship also goes. You can never ever build relationships with people like that. You know why? They're selfish rascals. They're parasites. They're only looking to take something out of you, extract. And when they extract, they throw you. You can never in life build relationship with people like that. Now, we have an office in Singapore. And one day I came from dinner. A man met me in the lobby. And he says, "You came from dinner?" I said, "Yes." He said, "You met some people tonight?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I hope you met some people who could be useful to you." Look at this. He said, "I hope you met some people who could be useful to you." I felt like giving him a piece of my mind and something else too. You see, his only objective was, I hope you met some people who could be useful to you. Usefulness means what you can extract out of them. He was looking only for the useful angle. He does not understand that meeting good people in life is good enough. Usefulness is a byproduct. I repeat, meeting good people is good enough. Usefulness is a byproduct. Now, if I have a friend for 20 years and tonight if he has a problem, who's the most natural person he will go for help? The friend of 20 years. He's not going to make new friends. Is it my duty to help? Answer is yes. If I help him, am I doing a favor? No. If I don't help him, am I behaving like a friend? No. It is my duty to help. Remember, helping a friend is a duty of a friend. It is never the purpose of friendship. Because if it is the purpose of friendship, then purpose finishes, friendship finishes too. Now, how do you build relationship with people in life? You can only build relationship with people when you add a value addition to their life. You add a value addition to them. And how do you add value addition to them? Only if you are willing to give something to them in life. Give. You can't be a taker. You must learn to give in life. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is the only way to build relationship, by adding a value addition. And you add a value addition only in when you are willing to give something in life. You're not looking to extract. Okay. Next step. Whatever that step 4 happens to be. Step 4 is become a proactive person in life. Not a reactive person, but become a proactive person. What does that mean? When we do our 4-day leadership program, many times we ask people, are you a good person? Are you a good person? So Rishav there. Are you a good person? And sometimes people say, yes, I'm a good person. And you ask them, what makes you good? They say, well, I don't do bad, so I'm good. See, I don't tell lies, so I'm good. I don't cheat, I don't steal, so I'm good. And my answer is, I disagree with your answer. Folks, not doing bad does not make a person good. If I don't steal, it only means I'm not a thief, but that does not make me good. If I don't tell lies, it only means I'm not a liar, but that does not make me good. Go ask a medical doctor. Absence of ill health does not mean good health. Are you with me? Absence of ill health does not mean you are in good health. Folks, a person becomes good only when they proactively do good. Proactively do good. I have been doing leadership programs for the past 35 years. And I do leadership training for Lufthansa, Johnson & Johnson. I've been doing it. Now, I've learned one thing, that a good leader takes a stand for something and takes a stand against something. He's not neutral. If he's neutral, he's a politician. Good leader takes a stand for something, takes a stand against something. Why am I sharing this with you? I did a program for about 5,000-6,000 people once, and a man from the audience came up and he asked me, Mr. Khera, are you a Gandhian? So I've learned one thing. Before you answer a question, clarify the question. You must clarify the question, one, and two, sometimes the best answer to a question is a question. So I asked him, sir, can you tell me who is a Gandhian? What's a Gandhian? How do you define a Gandhian? So he thought for a moment and he said, Gandhi stood on 3 principles in life. 1, Gandhi believed that with love, Anirudh, you can win everybody with love. 1 principle. 2, Gandhi believed in tolerance. 3, Gandhi believed in non-violence. Abhimit, non-violence. And then he asked me, are you a Gandhian? I don't know what came to my mind at that point. I said, look, I've been living in the US for the past 45 years, but I'm an Indian. And being an Indian, we respect our epics, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, and Guru Granth Sahib. I've not read them, but I've heard them. So I don't know what came to my mind. I asked him, sir, can you tell me, was Ram a Gandhian? Let us look at the 3 principles of Gandhi. Did Ram qualify? Number 1. First is, with love you can win everybody. Was Ram able to win with love everybody? Answer is no. 2, you said tolerance. Did Ram say, I'm a very tolerant person? You kidnap my wife away, it's okay, I'll get a second one. You will kidnap a second one, get a third one. You will kidnap a third one, get a fourth one. Did he say that? He said, no, I don't tolerate kidnappers. 3, you said non-violence. I said, tell me, what did Ram do? He pulled out his weapon and he killed that rascal. He killed the evil. Even for self-defense, that is violence. So I said, Ram failed all 3 tests. That means Ram was not a Gandhian. I said, why go that far? Go look at the life history of 10 Sikh Gurus. The 10th Sikh Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Sahib, when the Mughals were forcibly converting people into Islam, was he able to win with love? Answer is no. 2, did he say, I'm going to tolerate your terrorism? He said no. 3, did he pull out the weapon and kill? Absolutely he did. So he was not a Gandhian either. I said, you keep talking of scriptures. Show me one scripture where it says when the enemy is auctioning the respect and dignity of your women and children, where does it say at that time you should go to temples and do bhajan kirtan and do meditation? That's the time to bloody well fight. Not fighting is called terror. Not fighting is called cowardice. I said, they were not Gandhians. I said, I am not a Gandhian either. Ram did not say I'm neutral. Ram took a stand for something, took a stand against something. Ram didn't say, I have to see unconditional love. Unconditional love. You keep hearing unconditional love. What stupid unconditional love? And Ram didn't say, I need to see things from his point of view and justify. That's what people in school and college are teaching. Look at things from the other person's point of view. Ram said, I can't. I'm not a Gandhian. I said, I am not a Gandhian. Okay. So you people are future leaders. We need to understand. In life, you need to take a stand for something and take a stand against something. Okay, move on. Next one. Next one is, to overcome any crisis in life, we must learn to accept responsibility. Responsibility. Why do I share this? One of the biggest damage done to India has been done by our media. Print media, electronic media. You look at any media, the moment you turn the TV on, what do you see? Horoscope, horoscope. And there is a Babaji wearing saffron or white clothes and with three tilaks here and three tilaks here. And he says, where are you calling from? What is your name? What is your date of birth? What's your time of birth? He says, Guruji, I don't know. Guruji says, don't worry, I will take it out. So he has a laptop here. And he does tick, 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 tick. And then he says, तुम्हारे पे पुत्री दोष, पिता दोष, पत्नी दोष, फलाना दोष, ये दोष चल रहा है, and then ये दोष हो गया, दूसरा दोष हो गया, and then he says, you got मंगलिक, 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 and then he says, तुम्हारे पे शनि चढ़ गया, शनि चढ़ गया, शनि चढ़ गया. Then he says, how do I get rid of शनि? So Guruji says, I will tell you how to get rid of शनि. And then he says, एक काला रुमाल लीजिए, उसमें काली दाल डालिए, उसमें काला काजल लगाइए, काले बाल वाला खोजो, 7 बारी खोपड़ी में घुमाओ, काला कुत्ता खोजो, काला बर्तन खोजो. This is what is going on. People are doing it. Let me ask you, if it is so easy to get shani in, shani out, shani in, shani out, shani in, shani out, if it is so easy, अरे भाई, why don't we send shani to Pakistan and destroy all the terrorists? भेजो शनि को. If it is so easy to get shani in, shani out, why don't we send shani to Ladakh to fight the Chinese? Hello? Are you with me? I ask you one thing. Why does shani permanently live in India? Why doesn't shani ever go to Australia? Hello?
Yes, sir, we are with you.
Yes,
Why
sir.
does shani go to New Zealand? Shani is permanently sitting here. Why am I sharing all this? Because if you read the life history of Swami Vivekananda, Swami Dayanand, Guru Nanak, they never believed in all these things. In fact, they fought against it. Go read their life. They fought against it. And sadly, there are people, educated people, so-called educated people. Just having a degree doesn't mean anything. And they go to the Babajis and they touch their feet. Man, this guy should be in jail, man. You are touching his feet. You have no self-respect. And they go by the thousands. And there is Babaji, I heard on the TV, तुमने कल जलेबी खाया था, नहीं खाया था, that's the problem. गोलगप्पे खाए थे, नहीं खाए थे, that's the problem. And they go to them and they say, Babaji, क्या करें? One Babaji says, beta, preach karo, preach karo, preach karo. One Baba is selling preach. Another Baba is selling honey. Third Baba is selling honey preach together. Honey preach. What a joke. Folks, why am I sharing this with you? Here, you people are good on technology. This is superstition. Remember, faith gives strength. Blind faith leading to superstition weakens people. I repeat, faith gives you strength, but blind faith leading to superstition leads to weakens people. You see, do you know one thing? In Sikh families, they never tell you horoscopes. There's no manglik. There's no Shubh Muhurat. every Sikh wedding is done on a Sunday. Sunday doesn't sit right, do Saturday. Saturday doesn't sit right, they do it on a Friday. Now, why am I sharing this article with you? Because this article came out in India today on January 2018. It says, because of astrology and superstition, natural childbirth in many parts of India has gone down by 80%. And they've quoted here, South India, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Madras, 80% of childbirth there is done through C-section operation. You know why? Some astrologists said, this is good omen to pull out the kid at this time. How do you like that? Hello? This is good omen to pull out the kid at that time. How stupid. And people are doing it. MBA, PhD are doing this stuff. Now, I share with you because once I was going to a client of mine, Indian Oil is a client, and while driving to the airport, the driver hit the brakes so hard, the car came to a screeching halt. So I asked him, भैया क्या हो गया? बोले साहब बिल्ली रास्ता काट गई. धैर्य, बिल्ली रास्ता काट गई. So I asked him, भैया अब क्या होगा? कहता सब अब अपशगुन होता है, जाएंगे कुछ नुकसान हो जाएगा. So I said, if I miss my flight, तो बहुत नुकसान हो जाएगा. So I said, what are you going to do now? He said, सब गाड़ी रोक देता हूं. I said, how long? कितनी देर? He says, जब तक कोई दूसरा न निकल जाए. I asked him, मैंने कहा भाई फिर उसका नुकसान हो जाएगा. He said, that's his problem. That's his problem. This guy knew all the answers to Billy as if he had done a PhD on Billy. But anyway, then I asked him, I said, supposing you were 15 yards before, and supposing the cat has crossed, Billy निकल चुकी होती, और मान लीजिए अगर आपने नहीं देखा होता तो, in that case, you were in driving straight and you would have been the first car. In that case, what would have happened? He said, साहब, in that case, बिल्ली की पावर कम हो जाती है. How do you like that? बिल्ली की पावर कम हो जाती है. You know, you people are laughing. There are PhD, MBA doing the same thing today. Why am I sharing with you all this? Look, in this world, we all have ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. Nobody in this world has all ups in life. True? Yes, no? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ups and downs. Show me one person in this life who has not had downs in life. We all have it. But interestingly, those who are willing to accept responsibility and those who are looking to get somewhere in life, they will analyze from every situation, learn from it, and they ask, if a similar situation came again, will I behave the same way? If the answer is yes, means you have not learned anything. They learn from it, accept responsibility, and they don't repeat the same mistake again. But you know something, a person who's not getting anywhere in life, they will never accept responsibility and they will always blame the stars. Not my fault, stars are not favoring me. And they will not learn anything and they'll keep repeating the same mistake again and again and again. And then they say, I am unlucky. Are you with me? Okay. Now, I share this because in my previous program, one person logged in and they asked a question. Mr. Khera, there are people who go to temples and they stand in line for 12 hours to get darshan. 12 घंटे खड़े होते हैं सब, 12 hours, 14 hours to only get darshan. And they asked me, is that faith or blind faith? Vishwas ya andhvishwas? So they asked me this. So my answer was the following. I said, look, I pray every day. I pray every day. Now, why do I pray? Because I believe in God. Now, why do I believe in God? Have I seen God? Where is God? Who is God? What is God? I don't know. Now, if I don't have answer to all these questions, who is God? Where is God? What is God? Then why do I believe in God? I believe in God only for one reason. Because there are many things in this universe that are totally unexplained. Now, are they miracles or mysteries? I don't know. I don't know. But they're superhuman, superhuman. And that power, that is called superpower. And that superpower, have I seen it? No. But I can feel it, that I call God. That's all. I name it God. Now, so I pray every day. But in the last 45 years, barring 5-6 times, I have never gone to any temple. I have never gone to any temple. And I feel very strongly that 90% of temple goers today, they go there more out of fear than out of faith. डर के मारे जाते हैं साहब, ये नहीं करोगे ये हो जाएगा, ये नहीं करोगे ये हो जाएगा, ये नहीं करोगे ये क्या हो जाएगा. They go there out of fear. And every Saturday at the traffic light, haven't you seen, there are people selling 7 mirchis, 1 nimbu, shani utar lo. What a joke. Folks, why am I sharing this with you? Very important reason. This has destroyed our country. This has literally destroyed our country. Made slaves out of us. Foolish. Made slaves out of us. Folks, we need to understand. We need to learn to accept responsibility to overcome any crisis in this world. That's it. And last item, and that is, it is time to give back. It is time to give back. We are grateful. We're living in a dignified home, and we have honorable food God has provided us. Everybody is not privileged. It is time to share and give back. Now, I've seen videos from New York, Europe, India, everywhere, all over the world. There are many good people all over the world. And they have come forward with their time, money, food. They're giving back. But, Avimit, there is one community who has been honored as a community by the government of Canada, Anirudh, by United States government, government of UK, Australia, New Zealand, all governments all over the world have honored this one community for the humanitarian service. And guess which community is that? That community is the Sikh community of India, the Sikh community. They've been honored all over the world for the humanitarian service. You know why? The philosophy of Guru Granth Sahib, the Sikh philosophy, believed in the concept of sharing. Do you know the langar concept in the Gurdwara langar is going on for 500 years, and thousands of people are getting food every day, and today millions are getting food per day. You know why? Because the Sikh philosophy of Guru Granth Sahib is they believed in the concept of caring, 1, 2, sharing, 2, 3, daring, 3. They're caring people, they care. 2, they're sharing people, they share. 3, they're daring people, they dare. They have the guts and courage to fight. Look at that one Sikh boy at Ladakh, killed 12 Chinese before he went. You see, the Sikh philosophy is zulm karna paap hai, zulm sehna usse bhi bada paap hai. And The Sikh philosophy rests on three pillars. Three pillars. Nam Jap, One Shat, Kirat Kar. Nam Jap means God is formless, Nirankari God. Nirankari. God is formless. 2. One Shat is the concept of sharing langar. 3. Kirat Kar. Kirat Kar means work hard, work hard. Dignity of labor, dignity of labor. You don't take anything without working. You people are all educated people. Tell me, in your life ever, have you ever seen a Sikh begging anywhere? Never. You will never find a Sikh beggar. Never. You know something why? It is not ego. It is dignity of labor, dignity of work. They don't mind cleaning your toilet. They will clean your shoes. They will clean the bathroom, but they will not beg. This is called, nothing is small, nothing is below dignity when you work hard for it. And you know something, the best part is in Sikh, you know something, every Hindu family, the eldest son used to become a Sikh. This is how the Sikh came. And in Sikhs, there is no caste. A Sardar has no last name. Every Sikh man is a Singh, every Sikh woman is a Kaur. There is no last name. I wish in India, if we had adopted the Sikh philosophy of Guru Granth Sahib to run this country instead of our own constitution, this country would have been a totally different country in this world. Folks, with those words, I want to close. I know I've gone about almost a little over an hour, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You see, when we finish our programs, 4-day program that we do, we do talk of financial independence. When I address the MBA students, I always tell them, you must earn money, earn money. Making money is bad, earning money is good. Because I learned one thing, that money in good hands always does good, and money in evil hands always does evil. Are you with me? Money in good hands always does good, money in evil hands always does evil. So it is the moral obligation of every good person to become a multi-millionaire. Moral obligation of every good person to be a multi-millionaire, because money in good hands does good, money in evil hands does evil. But here is, some people come into my program and they say, Mr. Khera, you talk of money. I said, yes, I do. And then they say, well, money is not important. I have written in my book, people who say money is not important, either they're stupid or they're billionaires. Now, I didn't say money is the most important thing, but it's very important. And they say, well, money does not get you happiness. So my question is, does poverty get you happiness? And if I have to be unhappy, I would rather be unhappy with money than without money. And one more. They say, well, but Mr. Khera, haven't you heard that money is the root of all evils? I said, you've been reading the wrong book in life. Read my book. It says, money is only a medium of exchange. Money is a reward you give me when I provide you with goods and services. What's wrong with that? And the more good service I provide you, the more you reward me with money. What's wrong with that? I said, money is wonderful. Money is food for the hungry. Money is medicine for the sick. Money is shelter for the homeless. It is not money that is the root of all evils. It is the love of money which is the root of all evils. Loving money using people, you got it wrong. Loving people, using money, you got it right. But the sad part is that many times in life, in the pursuit of money, we lose out the things money just cannot buy. And the most precious things in life, money just cannot buy. Hear this. Money can buy you amusement, but not happiness. Money can buy you a bed, but not sleep. Money can buy you books, but not wisdom. Money can buy you a companion, but not a friend. Money can buy you comfort, but not happiness. Money can buy you food, but not appetite. Money can buy you a house, but not a home. Money can buy you medicine, but not good health. Money can buy you a ring, but not a marriage. The most precious things in life, money just cannot buy. But remember, money is very important. And it is a moral obligation for every good human being to become a multimillionaire. Earn money, don't make money. And money in good hands does good, money in evil hands always does evil. With those words, Shreya, I'll hand the floor back to you. And stay well. God bless all of you. And maybe someday I might be able to see you in real life. Who knows what? If you invite me, I will be there.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much for inspiring words. It was a very insightful session, and it is something that we all will ponder upon. The inputs that you gave us were truly insightful. And also, sir, with your permission, I would like to announce the winners of the contest that was held, the social media contest. So, if you permit me, may I go ahead?
Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, as we all know that the social media contest that was held on a RT handle on 4th of November, we have the lucky winners for those who will be getting the books written by Mr. Shiv Khera and signed by him. So, our first winner is Akriti Chauhan from PGDM, and she wins Mr. Khera's book, You Can Achieve More. Our second winner is Pradyut Mishra from BDA, and he wins Mr. Khera's book, You Can Sell. And our third winner is Gursimran Bagga from HCM, and she has won Mr. Khera's book, You Can Win. Heartiest congratulations to all our winners, and Team Ribandar Talks will get in touch with you soon. So now moving on, our audience is eagerly waiting for you, sir, to answer a few of their questions. Is it fine?
Yeah, go ahead.
We go ahead with it?
Yes.
Okay, sir. So we had a time constraint. So we had shortlisted a few questions that we would love for you to answer. The first question from our audience is how to stop negative self-talking.
Okay. Have you ever thought there are some people who always give positive self-thoughts, and there are some people who give themselves, always they give them negative thoughts. Now, how come people become like this habitually? Permanently giving negative thoughts, permanently giving positive thoughts. How come they are like this habitually? Now, why is that? We have this little quote which says, winners don't do different things, they do things differently.
Yes.
Many times people ask me, Mr. Khera, what do they do differently? And my answer is, winners form the habit of doing things losers don't like to do. And what are the things losers don't like to do? Same things winners don't like to do either, but they do it anyway. You notice one thing, losers don't like to get up in the morning. Winners don't like to get up in the morning either, but they get up anyway. Losers don't like to work hard. Winners don't like to work hard either, but they work hard anyway. See, winners form the habit of doing things losers don't like to do. And they're the same things losers don't like to do either, which winners don't like to do either, but they do it. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because there if we have to think to do the right thing in life, we can never do it right. It must come automatic. Positive behavior must come automatic. Why do I share that? Because I don't care how old you and I are. Our parents said one thing: form good habits and habits form characters. Because we are all creatures of habits. Habits form characters. Because 90% of our behavior, we don't think, we just act. And if we have positive habits, we are a positive character. If we have negative habits, we are a negative character. And good habits are hard to come by, but they're easy to live with. Bad habits come easy, but they're hard to live with. And before we got the habits got us. We are creatures of habit. Why am I sharing this with you? How many times have you heard people saying like this, that this person is just lucky? साहब इसकी तो किस्मत ही अच्छी है, मिट्टी को हाथ लगाता है सोना हो जाती है. See, and this person is just unlucky. Every time he touches gold, becomes dirt. Now, this statement is partly true in depending on how you look at it. People we call lucky, every time they touch dirt, becomes gold. Analyze their life. Analyze every transaction in their life, and you will find the positive behavior has become habitual. Every time they do it, they just do it right. It happens right. Their reflex are moving right. And the person we call unlucky, every time they do it, they just do it wrong. The reflex are moving wrong. Habitually, they're doing it wrong. Okay, now, why am I sharing this with you? If we have to think to do the right thing, we can never do it right. It must come automatic, habitually. Now, why do I share this? I bet many of you people listening here, you must have done martial art in life. Have you noticed in martial art, when you get your white belt, and then your yellow, and your green, your purple, and your brown, your black belt, 5 years later, the martial art student using what? Block punch, block punch, block punch, block punch, block punch. Even after he gets his black belt, he's still doing block punch, block punch, block. Why is that? Because they block and punch must become part of reflex action. Because the teacher realizes that if the student is ever in a street fight, if he has to think to block and punch, what will happen? He'll get beaten up. A martial arts student never has to think to block and punch. They never commit their blow till you commit. After you commit, the reflexes move so fast. So, we must bring all positive behavior into reflex action. That means positive thinking must become habitual. And we must get rid of negative thinking. Negative self-talk is habitual also. Now, you go check out anywhere in the world. In defense services, 70% of the career in defense services goes into what? Simulation of warfare. What does that mean? They play war games as if there's a real war going on right now. Why? Because they want to get in the reflex action. Why? Because they realize when there's a real war, if they have to think to fight a war, do you think they can fight a war? Answer is no. It becomes reflex action. So why I'm sharing this with you is how to get rid of negative thought. Think about it. How come there are some people who are habitually positive? Some are habitually negative. Now, how do you build mental toughness? How do you build mental toughness? You build mental toughness just the way you build physical toughness. How do you build physical toughness? Can you go to the gym and pick up a dumbbell of 50 kilos right now and do 50 reps? No. You try it, you will fall sick. You'll pains for 1 week. Can't do it. So what do? Pick 5 kilos, do 50 reps, 100 reps, do 6 kilos, 100 reps, 7 kilos, 100 reps, and gradually you become stronger and stronger and keep increasing more and more and more and more and more. This is how we build physical strength. Exactly the same way we build mental strength. If you are looking to become a mentally strong person overnight for the rest of your life, you will hit disappointment. Just like if you pick up 50 kilos and do 50 reps, you will be lying with pain in bed. Don't try to become a mentally strong person overnight for the rest of your life. Say 10 minutes, 10 minutes, stay positive 10 minutes, stretch it to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Gradually you keep increasing. This is how you do it. When we do our leadership program, 4-day program for colleges, people walk away with an action plan, 31-day action plan. Why the 31-day action plan is important? Because studies show that it takes 31 days of conscious, consistent effort to make a habit. It takes 31 days to make a habit. If you practice something for 31 days, 32nd day becomes a habit. So go do it, and that is how you get rid of negative thinking and gradually inculcate positive thinking. And you need to read good books constantly, all the time. Every day I read 1 to 2 hours, and every day I watch good 2 hours of video or listen to some good recordings. That's how I stay on track. Otherwise, I will also slip back. I will also get demotivated. People ask me, do you also get demotivated? I say, yeah, I do. What do you do? I said, I read my book. I listen to videos for 1 to 2 hours per day, every day. That's the only way. Remember one thing, just the way our bodies need food every day, our minds need positive thoughts every day. If you feed your body with junk food, you'll fall sick physically. Similarly, if you don't put positive thoughts, we become mentally sick. Feed your mind with positive thoughts on a daily basis to stay on track. That's the only way. There's no other way. See, just like an athlete, when he stops practicing, his muscles become flabby, he loses stamina. You go back, you gain it again. That's how you do it. Okay.
That was really good, sir. That was really beautifully answered. The final question for the day, I would like to ask you if you have time right now. Can we go ahead with it? Okay, so sir, the final question for the day is, you have had an impact in the lives of many people. We would like to know about any random stranger who has had the biggest impact on your life.
Random stranger. Random stranger. Well, the only strange, well, there are many people who had life impacted my life. Like my mother was, my grandfather was another one, Dr. Peel was another one, and I read the life history of 10 Sikh Gurus. I read that, and then that has really impacted my life. But if I look at a stranger, I would say the movies James Bond. You see, I've noticed one thing, James Bond, they always depicted him as cool, calm, but very firm, strong. Cool, calm, but very firm and strong. And there are 3 characters in Hollywood who I admire. James Bond is one. 2, Clint Eastwood and Charles Bronson. Clint Eastwood and Charles Bronson. 3 guys. And what is common about these 3 people? Have you noticed in every movie they get beaten up. Every movie they get beaten up. But you notice one thing, when they are being beaten up, they never threaten another one. They never get into a barking match. They never say, I'll kill you. They never say that. When they have to kill, they just kill. That's about it. But one thing is there. They've always stood up for the truth and they fight. They're fighters. So if you look at a stranger, somebody who stands up for the good, well, I think that's the James Bond character that comes to my mind. That's about it. That's a stranger to me, but it's good. I've always admired them.
Yes, sir, that is great. Actually, the whole session has been so inspiring, like something that we'll really look up to in the future. And on behalf of everyone present here today, I would like to thank you for interacting with us, taking out the time and the effort to share your thoughts. And we are truly honored to have you here with us today. And we hope